You thought we were probably done talking about the Kentucky game over the weekend. Welcome to the show. You've never been here before. If you thought we had run out of takes from that, Clint is alive and well. People have been asking. People have been checking up on your whereabouts. Listen, it was an adventurous time in Athens. It was an adventurous time getting home from Athens. But we're both here. It is Tuesday night, late. You're probably watching this or listening to this on a Wednesday. It doesn't matter. We're talking about the Kentucky game today on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
Right now, we're going to talk about it.
There it is.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Podcast, your team every single day. This is Locked On Bulldogs, talking about them Bulldogs. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. More on Game Time in a moment. But Daniel, we are out here talking continually about, I'm going to say it, maybe you're too scared to, maybe other people are too scared to, which is fine. Scared money don't make money.
Mm-hmm. Neither do we betting this year, but that's neither here nor there.
I encourage you to stop because it's just sad. Look, we're going to talk about this dominating performance and this dominant team. And maybe you're too, like I said, you're too scared to comment or to say such things. We're the best team in college football and we're only getting better. Now, okay, do you understand what I mean when I say we're the best team so far across the board? I don't care about Michigan. I don't care about anybody in the SEC.
Michigan fan, we know you're in the comments. I do not care.
Guarantee you're in the comments. Which, by the way, Kentucky fan that was just rooster crowing himself to death in the comments got real silent all of a sudden.
It was a real shame to see him go. As quickly as he appeared, he was gone.
Well, he probably got bought out by somebody who paid him money to come to a school other than Kentucky.
Let's start right there. Mark Stoops.
Well, you might as well just forget his name because he's not going to be here next year.
Mark Stoops is does he want to beat Georgia? This is a genuine question.
Yes.
Does he want to beat Georgia worse than Lane Kiffin wants to beat Alabama?
Lane Kiffin, I believe. Here's my take on Lane. I think Lane Kiffin has subjected himself to being a sideshow. Like he just knows he's sideshow Bob, and there's nothing he could do about it.
And he's owning it.
That's what I mean.
He makes a nice living for himself. He provides for his family. He's got a great job. I'm sure he has a lot of fun doing it. He looks like he's out there having a great time. But he's accepted his place in the universe, is what you're saying, Clint.
That's what I'm trying to say. I think Mark Stoops has not.
Mark Stoops has not accepted it. No.
He wants to beat Georgia so bad that when he can't, because it's been 11 years, when he can't, he's been coaching for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
He has to make ludicrous statements, like trying to talk about using the transfer portal to land players that come to you.
I'm talking about who's Ray Davis? Who is Ray Davis, Mark?
No, he recruited him out of high school, though, Daniel.
Who's your quarterback, Mark?
No, he recruited him out of high school, too, Daniel. They came right to Kentucky.
All your best players, Mark.
But they came here out of the goodness and kindness of their heart to be coached and developed.
I'm just trying to tell you, that man hurt bad.
He is
like you don't make comments like that. I don't care about the actual comment. I don't care about NIL recruiting, whatever garbage conversation. We don't talk about. I'm talking about. You know what that comment said to me is, "I'm hurt bad." It's a cry for help, Clint.
This is
when you make a comment like that. You're out here crying for help.
This is when the girlfriend who everybody loves because she is pleasant, has a well-paying job.
Way too close to home analogy from Clint. This
we're all
feels like too many specific details.
We are all accustomed to this real life biography coming out to the world. When the girlfriend that has a great job, she's beautiful, everybody finds her pleasant, and she breaks up with you. And so you have to say, yeah, but she crunches her ice.
Yeah, it was obnoxious. I did not care for it.
It's so bad. And you know what? I heard one time somewhere else tell me that she once ate at a place that may have given E. coli to somebody else. And that's the type of person that I just can't be with.
We're not men, Jerry. Who are we? We're not men. Oh, you think I don't know that I'm not a man.
This is maybe the two of us combined can do the job of one man.
It's Mark Stoops.
It's a bad look.
Is hurt. He's whining. It's a really bad look for Mark. Let's get back to your original comment.
Yes, please.
Georgia's the best team in college football, and it's by a wide margin, y'all. And if you're uncomfortable with that, let me put your mind at ease.
Please do.
2022 Georgia doesn't play college football. And
Well,
so
now,
you don't
see-
have to worry about us being better than 2022 Georgia. What we said was Georgia's the best team in college football. 2022 Georgia, in fact, is not a college football team anymore.
Doesn't work that way. Do you see eligibility runs up and teams
And so
transpire?
we are the best team in college football. And Clint, you said an and in there, and I thought it was very good. I thought it made me feel some feelings because it's so true. We're the best right now.
Yep.
And we are getting better at a rate that far surpasses any other team's rate of improvement. Just look at the progression of this team from week 1 to week 6, Clint.
Now, you're talking about progression and development and getting better, Daniel. Okay,
that's the king of those things is our coach. So
he's our coach. He knows this is a journey. He understands that you get better with reps.
And you want to be the best team, Clint, at the beginning of the season?
No, when the polls are voted on and when people who don't play the game give ludicrous projections based upon 0 games, but rather what games were played. So if you want to vote on the top 25 to begin the preseason 25, you know what you should just do? You should just take last year's top 25 at the end of the year and just replicate it again. That's what you should do if you're going to vote on any top 25 team, because again, you're just talking about things that aren't even the same. You want to be best, just like King Kirby said. I don't care. I want to be number 1 at the end of the season. That's my entire goal. And that's what I reverse engineer the entire season based upon that. So if you don't think King Kirby saw this defensive lull, I'll call it a lull, coming, if you didn't understand that he coaches these players on day in, day out, and if you don't think that him and Mike Bobo got together, and normally, what does Kentucky game always look like every single year, Daniel? Until this year, what does it look like every single year?
Mud-soaked rock fight.
And then you said it last week, and I think that I had confidence in this defense, but not as much confidence as I've had years prior. If you don't think that King Kirby said, we may need to score 35, Bobo. Hey.
No, it turns out we didn't need to score 35.
Turns out we didn't, but he said...
But he said...
Why don't you just go?
Why don't we do it anyway?
Why don't you just go, Mike?
You know what would be fun? What if we just did it anyway?
So the chain is loosened, my friend. It's incredible.
All right, we got more thoughts about this Georgia team, about this matchup on Saturday. Maybe look ahead to what we see this weekend. But first, these.
And these are, in fact, Prize Picks. Daniel, it's Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily sports fantasy. It's just... Daniel, it's you against the numbers. It's you against projections and you trying to create the best possible lineup and projection as possible. Prize Picks is the most fun that we've had, winning 25 times my money this football season. You just select 2 or more players, pick more or less of their projected stats, and that's your entry. Prize Picks is really simple to play. We can make picks and submit entry in less than 60 seconds. How easy is that with the Prize Picks Reboot policy. Your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured for NFL games and college football top 25 matchups. If you're a player who exits the game in the first half, does not return in the second, that player is rebooted. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with injury insurance. I like insurance.
That's absolutely fantastic.
I wish I had some sort of travel insurance at some point in my life, but PrizePicks is here giving you fantasy travel insurance. Players and stats types, your selected highlights, your winnings for PrizePicks. Please get out and do this. PrizePicks is fantastic. And get over there right now. PrizePicks is daily fantasy. Go to prizepicks.com/lockedoncollege. Use promo code LockedOnCollege for the first deposit match up to $100. That's right. prizepicks.com/lockedoncollege. Promo code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match up to $100. And well, Daniel, that's not all.
Oh, we're back in here?
No, we're back. Game Time is here as well. Game Time is the fantastic place that you want to go, Daniel, because these people, I don't know if you understand where we were this last weekend.
Oh, thank you, Game Time, by the way.
Thank you, Game
You're
Time.
the reason we were there. And unbelievable seats, by the way. Game Time gives you the view seats from the seat. They help you. They make it easy to pick the right seats. The last minute ticket deals, whether it's a concert, a sporting event, whatever it is you're going to. Game Time, it has you covered. They are the place that you're going to get the best prices. Believe us, we shopped around every single ticket app that exists in the world, and 100% factual information. Game Time had the best prices of any of the apps. Game Time, use the code LockedOnCollege. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Use the promo code LockedOnCollege for $20 off your first ticket purchase at Game Time.
All right, Daniel, this Kentucky game showed us a lot. It showed King Kirby, Mike Bobo know how to coach and develop, and we're getting better. That's the thing that is so intriguing to me about this game. The offense is showing out. We're the best offense in the SEC. I don't care.
I love that.
I just don't care about LSU at all, Daniel.
He didn't care at all.
That's not shade towards LSU. This is just
we will play LSU later this season.
No.
So I'm excited to care about them then because they are a future opponent of Georgia's. Last time I checked, they have one conference loss.
Alabama fan is just losing.
So they have one conference loss.
And how many will they have at the end of the year?
We'll finish the season with one conference loss.
There it is.
And therefore, we will face them in the SEC championship game, and I will do a deep dive on Alabama at that point. Until then, I'm happy with our quarterback. I'm happy with our offensive skill talent. I'm happy with our offensive line. And, by the way, I'm not thrilled with Georgia's defense, but I'll take it against LSU's defense.
See, this is what I'm saying. Let's talk about getting better on the defensive side. And this is what is so infuriating to me. And this is not a slight upon you, Daniel. Let me talk to the fan of Georgia, because you're talking about a standard in the defense, and you have been appropriate in your understanding of where we are lacking. But normal college football fan, again, doesn't go through the process of thinking through 13 points per game. That's what we're giving up, Daniel. 13.7
per game.
Okay. Now, that's really intriguing because our offense is, again, let me repeat, the best offense in the SEC, fifth best in the entire nation. Carson Beck is the fourth best quarterback in the entire nation. Brock Bowers is the best player in the nation. The offense is humming along.
Humming.
Now, I defy you. Please go to any other top 5 offenses of college football.
That's right. Those would be Washington, Oregon, USC, LSU. These are
Okay. You tell me which defense you want out of those 5.
Whoops.
See what I mean? Do you see how easy of a game this is? Georgia fan.
That's right.
I know. I get it. Kamari Lassiter improved. Whoever is playing opposite corner at the time is improving. We haven't seen Michael Williams show out this year. Admittedly, it's frustrating. JDJ should only blitz A-gap. Every time number 10's on the field, all he needs to do is just blitz the A-gap, and we'll be just fine because he does that extremely well. Outside of that,
JDJ is coming back. I said it on yesterday's show. JDJ is coming back. He is He is the key to this defense.
Again, inside linebacker. Let me ask you, where has been all year against Kentucky with the slip screen to get the touchdown to open up the half, against Auburn, where has been the weakest point of this Georgia defense?
Inside linebacker.
Inside linebacker, right? It's been the alleyways
and
in
some
which
secondary play.
Yeah, secondary against Auburn specifically. But when they spill to the alleyway and get a head of steam on them, the linebackers have not been fast enough, athletic enough, and scraping over the top to make a play and make a tackle.
That's what Kirby said. He said, this is the way that we play the run. We want them to run around. We assume, Kirby said, you kind of hear his tone in there.
You do.
We assume that our speed is going to be able to handle it on the outside. And then he kind of stopped the sentence right there. Yeah, but in reality, it has not. And we've gotten burned several times.
That's right. That's right. Now, if I were to tell you that I could get 3 inside linebackers that are highly rated all across, coming out of high school into college, developed by Glenn Schumann himself, with every single thing at our disposal, these 3 inside linebackers that have proven they are athletic and fast and quick and can read, if they start doing their job and we shore up the one area our defense has been gashed, just abjectly gashed on. If we take care of that, where else are you attacking us?
You're going to throw a deep ball at 6. Like, that's all you can do.
That's
at that
all
point,
that's it.
It's all you can do. And at some point, I mean, this is just blind optimism. Daniel might be back.
Well, here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Bottles Daniel is here.
At some point, 6 is going to figure it out.
He's going to figure it out.
He's going to figure out how to turn around, how to just turn his dang head around. He's going to figure that out. You know how I know that?
How?
Because he's getting coached up by Will Muschamp. He's getting coached up by Kirby Smart. He's going to figure it out, guys.
Okay, so the 2 areas to attack Georgia's defense is outside run, spilling it once the edge gets set, and then the opposite Kamari Lassiter, deep throw, PI, or reception. Okay.
Or a third way would be your left guard body slam somebody.
Oh.
Like, that's a way you could attack this Georgia defense.
Sure.
I mean, it's going to cost you several penalties and
give you a
take
lot of
points off the board for your team, but you could do it that way.
Sure, I suppose.
And if you did, what would happen is your coach would just leave you in and wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't do anything about it except complain that the other team buys their players. When your team's out there taking shots at people's knees the entire game.
But okay. Do you understand what we're trying to say? You sure up, again, what you're counting on. Georgia fan and national media idiot. I don't know how many more times I could say this. People who cover the nation don't cover anybody.
How about that 3-4 defense that we were running?
I literally
Thunder and Lightning defense is
Thunder and Lightning defense. Well, one of them's big and one of them is fast. So I say Thunder and Lightning. We have we have outside edge guys. That's a 3-4. It's 1970 Steelers called. They want you back.
All right. We've got more to talk about this game. Clint is in a full lather. He's been out there on the side of the highway changing tires in the middle of the night. Listen, this man's seen some things he can't unsee.
Seen some things.
And we're going to come back in the third segment for the 199 and talk about it. But first, this.
These 2 things, Daniel, starts with college football season is here. And this season, Locked On is kicking up our coverage with Locked On College Football Kickoff Live. Each Friday, Locked On will go live at 11 a.m. Eastern on every Locked On College YouTube channel. College Football Kickoff Live will cover playoff implications, the conference rivalry games, and go in-depth like only Locked On can, including insight and analysis from our stable of Locked On College hosts covering the team every day. Find Locked On College Football Kickoff Live every Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, or any Locked On College YouTube channel. You won't want to miss it. And yeah, we do work for Locked On, and yes, we can hurt your head, Kentucky fan, because we talk without moronic, stupid, delusional thought. That's why your head hurts, Kentucky fan in the comments. But go over to Locked On College Football Live. And then also, Daniel, the thing that we love most of all is not dying. We like being alive.
Well, we do enjoy that.
We do.
I'm happy to report this weekend in Athens, we nary approached death.
No one meowed at our kids.
There was no one at a Chili's that was threatening bodily harm if we did not exit the premises.
They didn't let us in.
Justin, you did not miss anything there?
No, you did not.
But Jace Medical.
Yes. Daniel, you love Jace Medical.
I love Jace Medical.
We all love Jace Medical. We should do it. Jace Medical provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. All it takes to get a Jace case is to fill out a simple online form, and in some cases, jump on a quick call with one of our board-certified physicians, getting ongoing care for our physicians and any treatment-related questions. Doctor-created, doctor-recommended. Don't be caught unprepared. That zombie apocalypse is coming. You need the Jace case or any other thing in an RV, in a camper, in a boat, wherever you take it. Jace handles everything from online evaluation to licensed pharmaceutical medication delivery and ongoing consultation and care. Please get the Jace case. This is life-saving antibiotic. And right now, get $20 off these life-saving antibiotics today from Jace Medical by using promo code LOCKEDON at checkout at jacemedical.com. That's JASE medical.com. This was such a good game to be live at, and such a good game to feel amazing thoughts coming out of. I told you the people may not. I'm going to let them sneak behind the curtain just a little, just a little bit. Daniel had a little crisis of faith, maybe so to speak, about this team. There's no judgment in that tone. This is just factually speaking. Okay, please, just the facts. He's back. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel is full on back, and this game was just the bomb that you're supposed to put on to make
everyone told me to put the bomb on, and I did.
And he did. And guess what? He's thankful he did, because now we are excited for this team. This team has, again, top tier offense, which I don't know how to tell. If you haven't been watching Georgia, the people that say, wow, Kirby Smart has an explosive offense, literally has not been watching how Kirby coaches and sets up for 3 years.
No,
literally.
No, it's just the old narrative is dead and gone. It's Kirby Smart believes in efficient, explosive, dynamic offenses, and he does it, gasp, without 5-star wide receivers.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's incredible. But I mean, Clint, who would want to come play wide receiver at Georgia when all that happened on Saturday was you had receivers go for over 100 yards? Wide receivers, not tight ends. Wide receivers go for 100 yards. You had multiple different wide receivers score touchdowns. You had 10 different players catch a pass in a game. Why would a wide receiver ever want to come play for Georgia? We just throw the ball to the tight end. That's all we do.
Well, a wide receiver who wouldn't want to come to Georgia is probably because there's 2 options.
Okay, let's hear them.
Option 1, you were on the team and couldn't beat out anybody, and so you had to go to a team with depleted depth and talent to get ascended to the number 1 spot that you didn't earn, but was handed to you because you're one of the only options that's there in an offense that pedestrian and can't score against the best defenses in the SEC.
And then you hit a woman on the field in quote-unquote self-defense.
He literally
hit a woman
in front of God and everybody.
In self-defense. That's what Nick Saban said about it.
In pads and a helmet, fortified by things that stop you from being hurt from a 250-pound grown man running full speed at you. But a 125-pound woman who has no such padding nor weaponry nor anything, you're terrified of.
Hit her.
We're not, again, not making this is not on a yacht.
Well,
I can confirm.
He suffered he paid the price. He suffered the consequences for his behavior, and everybody deserves a second.
Remember that one time that you hit a woman in public and all that happened was that you got a stern talking to from somebody behind closed doors? Oh no, because that's not how
I don't
society works.
hit a woman.
There you go. That's
why. That's never happened.
That's wild, Daniel.
It's interesting.
That's wild. The second option. So that's option one. Second, you're a wife beater who goes.
You're a woman.
A woman beater. Yeah,
You hit women.
You hit women. Okay. Option one.
Okay,
Option two. All you care about is instant gratification of getting money today instead of more money later because you've been developed and you play in a system that is actually consistent with NFL teams.
You ever see the things they do with kids, like the psychological, sociological experiments they do with the kids?
You put one marshmallow
with
out.
the cookie. Yeah, the one cookie. You can eat this cookie now.
Yep.
Or I'm gonna leave, and when I come back, if you don't eat that, if you haven't eaten that cookie, I'll give you a whole plate of cookies. And the kid just sits there in the room, and you can see it on their face, just the agony of sitting there with that cookie right in front of them. Sometimes that's who you are, and that's that's okay. You're a child.
Fine. You're a child. Just admit it. And children like shiny, flashy things.
It's okay. It just turns out that there's a lot of good receivers in this Georgia offense, and there's a lot of receivers who will want to play in this Georgia offense. Maybe we'll go to the transfer portal every year and pick up a Ra Thomas. You know what? That's fine by me, because he's better than any high school receiver coming out of high school this year. Yeah. And he plays for our team. So yeah, I'll take it. I feel good.
Daniel, this is the best wide receiver group we've ever had at Georgia.
I think it might be top to bottom. I mean, there's like 6.
Yes.
Maybe 5. There's like 5 legitimate studs. And I'm talking about, normally we only talk about pass catchers on this podcast because it's ridiculous to draw a fake line between Brock Bowers and the wide receivers. But we're talking only about people who play the position wide receiver. There's like 5 legitimate dudes on this team.
Yeah.
And this just in, Clint. They're all healthy.
Oh.
And this just in, Clint. They're all getting better.
Okay. And is Carson Beck ascending?
He's learning how to find them really well. The chemistry between Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint and Carson Beck is starting to become a thing, like a real thing.
Go back and watch that first touchdown. The pinpoint accuracy, anticipation, and route running.
A lot of times.
I had feels.
Go back and watch offside guy in the neutral zone.
Yes.
And Carson Beck just says, I could look anywhere on the field with this, but one is over here. He's double covered. I'm going to huck it in that direction. And he came back for that football, made that catch. It's becoming a thing, Clint.
This has been Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. We will see you all tomorrow when we break down and give you a little preview of Vanderbilt. We'll see you guys then.